You use images of food quite a lot in your work and in your conversation about the holy. Now, this is somewhat unusual. So, is there something to learn about the spiritual life from food and from feasting?
Well, I hope you're not asking the question just because you know that I like to cook and I enjoy food. I think most of us enjoy food, and so I think that's certainly a reality. But I think it is in the ordinariness of everyday life that we discover the holy. And when you look at many, if not most, of the religious and spiritual traditions around the world, food is a theme. Within the Jewish tradition, Passover is a very significant meal. Within the Muslim tradition, the feast that ends the season of Ramadan is a very, very significant time of celebration. In the lives of many Christians, the service of communion, of people gathering around a table, is a constant and significant theme. I've learned from my Buddhist friends and teachers ways of being mindful in terms of giving thanks. And I've discovered that in the process of doing this, I'm actually transformed. And there are several ways of approaching it. One might be that as you prepare the food, you are giving thanks to the earth for what it has produced, to the rain, to the sun, to the winds. And as you continue to maybe chop and saute, instead of thinking that you're frazzled about the meal that's being prepared or what are you going to do about setting the table for your friends who are coming to dinner, you start to give thanks for the laborers who've worked in the fields, who've driven the vehicles that have brought it to market, the people who've bagged it in your grocery bags, or the person who works at the local farmer's market. And then to in preparation for the meal, imagine those who are going to be around your table. Find something to give thanks for in each and every person. I say all of that, there are many ways of doing that, and I say it because it is transformative. It changes the way I think or we think about the ordinariness of a meal. There is something about that ecology that I like to talk of giving and receiving, that we're not just putting a meal on a table. We know only too well that sometimes in the busyness of our lives, that's what we do. We call out for food and it's there. This is a more mindful approach. I think of the Jesus of my tradition who never seems to miss an opportunity to be at a party, at a feast, to create more food or wine when people run out. There is something intensely spiritual about feasting and about preparing meals when we take time. We begin to discover something sacred in the gift of who sits at our table. And so part of the question for us is who actually does sit at our table, and whose tables are we willing to sit at? And what is it that we discover about the Holy One, about the divine, present in those around the table?